Hello everyone, welcome back to Doki-Doki Literature Club. And today, I'm going to be continuing where we left off, writing a poem for Natsuki. I really think that I might like Natsuki the most. So let's begin. And she has all the happy words now. So it shouldn't be that hard. Alright. Hi again, Orbit. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. What the heck? Your face! What's happened? Thanks for keeping your promise, Orbit. Hold up. I'm not going crazy right now, but is the screen going over to the left by tilting? It's like rotating. Like, look at this. Tell me that the screen isn't rotating. Look at that. It's actually rotating. It's like zooming in and rotating. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Now you're going crazy. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. And I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Now what are you doing, Monica? Get out of the way, I can't read half of what you're saying! Natsuki certainly must have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. The screen is going sideways. You can't see the top of Yuri's head, kinda. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Orbit. I'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club room and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So, it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. But wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. The screen is rotating. I knew it. Look at this. I want to try to be a part of this club. So, even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone is settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. But I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for a chance. For this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Ugh. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Quacking Monica. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone else is just going to mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things when you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst the stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, then you can do it through the glass on that door. She points at the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Orbit. Consider this. Don't judge a book. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses, like the game menu. It's exceedingly Mo. Don't just stand there. Whoa. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beside the windowsill. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Eh? Why is that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go to the back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after. I've already finished the entire series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like a bunch of friends in a high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kinda grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so, I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? Hmm? Hmm. You don't? Um, that's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Uh, sorry. Hmm. Not like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, "Eh, you still haven't grown out of that yet?" Makes you want to punch them in the face. Ugh, I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Hmm? Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the crap out of me if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica is kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, I can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So... Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. Time passes, and sure did the silence. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. It looks like she started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki. Y- yeah? Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey, what the heck? What the heck happened to her? Look at her! That's not even a single word that she is saying. Wait, this actually kind of goes hard. Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Here. Monica reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears the wrapper off. I told you not to give... She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth. Don't worry, Orbit. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share our poems now? Who should I share my poem to first? Let's try Monica. I should start with Monica. I should really start keeping an eye on Monica because one of my viewers suggested that, like, Monica is definitely someone I should be looking after, like, to not trust. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in the effort. Hi again, Orbit. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have a suggestion for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Orbit. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier we'll all have to learn to get past soon enough. Yeah, that's true. I handed Monica my poem. I like it, Orbit. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. She's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. And if you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Maybe don't go behind your friends' backs and say stuff about them. That's really judgmental and not very caring like a president would do. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often. But sometimes she just loses all strength and shuts down. Like earlier. This is a guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. But hey, some guys are into petite girls too, you know? Sorry, just trying to look at the bright side. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. I thought I already read this one. Hole in the wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but the burned eyes could no longer see the color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound frantic, scrawling, playing tricks with my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing in my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry if I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of the poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kinda nervous to talk about it, deep stuff like that, because it's kinda coming out strongly. Maybe after everything, is, maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Anyway, another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem to next? Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's bad? No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing that I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style from a topic, matter, and then they form fit the two together. In the end, the result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a single poem. Not just finding them, building them, and getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. So it might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example of trying new things. I also hope that everyone in this club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. Not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamingly, as if that is a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost Under Light. I already read this one. I'm sorry if I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even if though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, it isn't a story about a ghost at all, Orbit. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts and feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort as she lets go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, makes me happy to think that you like that. But just remember that it won't be long after you pick up on things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. that's all for today's video. It's already close to the 20-minute mark, so I guess it's time to stop, and next time we're gonna continue on Natsuki.